What's up, guys? Welcome back to GP Snakes. I'm Gershon, and in this video we're doing a DIY build of how I made this rack. It's a plastic rack and it fits Reptile Basics tubs. They have 3 tubs that are all the same height and length. There are 8 quart tub, there's an 11 quart tub, and then there's a 23 quart tub that can be pulled in and out. You can mix match with them. And as you can see, I have 8 quart, 3 quart, and then at the bottom I have a 23 quart. And I'm going to show you how I made this rack using those quarts, or those tubs. Why did I say quarts? We're using those tubs. But before we get into that, if you're new to the channel, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and share it. Tell a couple people, or tell all the people you know. Also, go check out my Instagram, GP Snakes, and thank you guys for watching. But without further ado, let's talk about how I made this rack. So the part of the video I had right here, it got messed up while I was editing, so I'm slipping this in now. This is the rack right here. I'm gonna show you the rack. I got it from Home Depot. I'm gonna tell you the price of it at the end. I'm gonna list the price of everything at the end of the build so you guys can see. But I used a pegboard, and this is the pegboard I used. And this is how I cut it. This is the I actually didn't make this rack myself. I got the idea off of YouTube. I don't think the person that put this idea does YouTube anymore, so I'm not stealing it necessarily. But this is the design that they use to cut the pegboard to fit the plastic rack. So do that. You can do the cuts yourself, or you can do them at Home Depot. They'll let you do 2 cuts when you buy a piece of wood if they're still doing that. And it only takes 2 cuts to get this. So that's what you do. And now we're gonna move on to, well, technically you can scrape all the little plastic edges off to make sure it's flat, and then we'll move on to the next step. So let's get into that. Alright guys, so I showed you how to cut this, get the size. Something I probably didn't say is these corners. I square them out, or cut them out just to make sure they fit in the circles, if that makes sense. I'll explain that a little bit more. So line it up. Usually it's a little excess and you have to cut some of the pegboard out to make sure you get to it, but these are perfect. These are good. So I think these are 1.5 inch wood nails, I believe. So I do 4 here and 6 the long ways. So we're gonna speed this up. There we go. So that's how I do that. I'll do it all the way around, of course, and then we'll show you the next step. Alright, so I decided not to show you how I wire my heat tape, just for safety reasons. I don't want no one doing it like me and something happens for safety reasons, but I will show you how I place my heat tape. So I usually place foil tape down in this to cover this section, just because that's how long the heat tape usually is. Hold on 1 second, I'm getting the foil tape. And of course, this you can choose to do it not like this. I do it like this to try to keep the heat from going down and staying right where it's supposed to be. I think it helps. It might not, but it makes me feel better. And then the heat's not directly onto the plastic. So I know some people have an issue with that, which I understand. Plastic melts, so it's a secondary precaution for that, just in case, to be safe. And I might need to get some foil tape because I'm almost running out. Once again, this is how I do it. You may choose to do it differently. There's many different ways to do this, so do what makes you feel comfortable, or you can do it the way I do it. It's up to you. Probably one more strip of heat tape, which I've almost ran out. There we go. And then I would lay the heat tape over this foil tape just like that. So I know it was in that spot, and I usually put it right at this crease because I know I've already measured and stuff like that. So I know that's how long back it needs to be. But yeah, so let's get the heat tape. Alright guys, so we're about to tape down the heat tape. So like I said, I put it at the edge and I go from tip to tip. One tip to this tip and put it down. So that's what we're gonna do. You gotta be careful to make sure you keep it on, and usually you don't have to worry about, I don't know if you guys can see it, make sure it's at least far enough here because the tubs are not going to go past this really. They're barely going to go past this really. But line it up, and it doesn't have to be 100% straight. But if you have OCD like me, you kind of try to make sure it's straight. And I do half onto the heat tape when you don't mess up like I just did. Half on the heat tape, half on the plastic. Trying to get it started. I usually unroll the whole thing, so you got to be careful once you do that. Once you take the whole thing off, you got to be real careful so it doesn't bunch up, and then just go across, and there you go. Got a little extra there, and there you go. Then you put another strip here. But I ran out, so I'll put that on when I get more in. But let's go to the next step. Alright, so this is the post. It's longer than this. That comes with the plastic rack. I cut just a small part off, and this fills into here really well. Groove fits in the groove really well. I'm actually going to use this to push down. That fits really well. So you can use these poles. Trying to make sure I got light in here. You can use these poles, actually, if you cut them to size, you can use these poles that come with this rack that you get from Home Depot, Lowe's, wherever, and you can cut them to size. It's a little bit hard because there's a inside here, there's a little groove, so you can only go so far down when it's just this piece. This piece goes all the way through, but there's only like 6 or 8 of them. I'm not 100% sure. But I decided to do it with PVC pipe. This is 1-inch PVC pipe. And I used that little piece that I put down in there to make sure I'm not breaking anything. I slide this down into it. And this usually fits pretty snug. One sec. See, so that fits really snug in there. So that I do that to make it snug, because it's not, the PVC pipe is not big enough to fit in there with that little groove. It doesn't fit solidly in there, but now it does. And then let's move on to how I'm dropping stuff. I know, I'm dropping stuff. We're gonna keep going though. I use two, I don't even know if I'm in frame, 2.5-inch screws to screw 2 screws in, 1, 2 on each level to make it more stable and secure. So that's what I'm about to do right now. So we're gonna do a quick screwing. Make sure you go through the PVC pipe. And then we're gonna go ahead and screw this in. Try not to screw as much as I did right there, because you don't want it to crack. And there you go. So you just go do that around every one. So I'm gonna do that, and then we're gonna go to the next level. All right, here we go with the next level. I use these tubs from Reptile Basics. I'll put the pictures of the tubs I use. 3 of them are all the same height and length. And there's a hatchling one, a sub-adult one, and an adult one for males anyway. As long as you keep your males under like 1,000 grams or 1,200. So you can use, that's the tubs I'm using with this rack. And as you can see, I have a tub here. Alright guys, quick thing. I didn't film this part, but I didn't do the cardboard on there. I use CDs. I use 2 CDs on each side of the tubs, and then I put the tubs on the rack and then the top on, and then I screwed down. But yeah, that's what I did. You can figure out which way works best for you, but that's what I did. So let's get back to it. But yeah, we're gonna screw these on like we did this one. We're gonna screw it on, and I'll show you guys when I'm done with all the levels. Alright guys, here is the rack all finished. I didn't put any back stoppers on it. I usually just push the tub till it hits this as a stop. You can add back stoppers. 1 second, let me get you. So I was gonna use just a piece of stick and put it up there like that on the back so it could just stop it. I just haven't done it yet. You can do it if you choose to. I probably will do it eventually. Oh, stuff is dropping. My dogs are here. I'll probably do it eventually. But if you, mine's is a lot higher because I already had these plastic pieces. I added more to it. And so if you did it with one plastic piece, it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it'd only be about that high up to here. So you could get 24 of these, 8 quarts. I don't know how many 11 quarts. 16, and then 2, 4, 6, 8 of the 23 quarts. Yeah. So that's the rack build. Let's go to the outro. All right, there we go. There's the racks done. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm more than glad to help. Like I said, I'm not a super handy guy, but this wasn't that difficult to do. It's very simple, very easy. You don't need a lot of tools to do it. But let's run down the cost of everything. So, and the cost for the tubs, which varies. So a grand total of this much. That's pretty good for a homemade rack that holds a nice amount of snakes. I've been using it for a couple years now and it works really good. Yes, I changed my design to this new design that I showed you guys, but I was using the old design that still worked okay. I just feel more comfortable with this, and it gives me the ability to move the levels up easier than before. But yeah, let me know if you have any questions about the rack. I will be glad to try to help as best I can. Like I said, I am semi good with my hands, not amazing. I'm not a carpenter or anything, but it's just another way, you know, build a decent rack that holds your animals that you can feel safe with, you feel good with. And I might even paint the rack, because you can paint the rack if you get non-toxic paint. I guess you would get non-toxic paint for your snakes to be safe with that. And you paint them in your colors, your brand colors or whatever. Might paint them in my brand colors. Might be something I'll do in the future. I know someone actually puts people's stickers on their rack, which is really cool. I think it's ball in hand. I think that's his name. I'm missing his name, so I'll put his Instagram tag up. I've been trying to get him to do a YouTube channel, but he said he's not doing YouTube. But yeah, that's the rack. Thanks for watching. Like I said, let me know if you have any questions. And before you go, please hit a like on this video. Show that you like what I'm doing here. Also share it. Tell 1 to 2 to all your friends about the videos and the YouTube channel, and tell them to go subscribe too, because we're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. We have 2 more months before the end of this year, and I would like to end the year at 1,000. That'd be great. So with your help, I can do that. But thanks for watching, guys. Greatly appreciate all the support and love you show me. And check back next time. We're gonna do a available video. I can't talk. We're gonna do a video about what snakes I have available. I realize I haven't really put one on YouTube yet. I usually just tell you guys this clutch is available, but I feel like I'm rambling. But so check that out. It might come out next Thursday, or I might add something else to it. And breeding season's about to start, so we got a video for that coming up too. All right, guys, I'm gonna stop talking. See you guys next Thursday.